The secret agent always breaks into the safe. There's always papers stamped with something that says confidential or for your eyes only. Now that's usually done with a big rubber red stamp. If you want something more subtle that still marks the paper, it's usually called a watermark, some transparent or almost ghost-like image that you do for security or for something like a draft or confidential that you want to stamp on your paper. We're going to show you how to do that in Word and PowerPoint today, and how to also put an image and do your own custom ones. Let me click over here to Word. And the simplest way to do it in Word is there is a setting. You go to the design. In earlier versions of Word, you might be page layout you go to, but you look for the watermark symbol here in the ribbon and simply click on that, and you have a gallery here of certain pages. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of ghost-like. You'll see there's confidential both in a slant and also horizontal, do not copy. Scroll down here, you can find things that say draft. You can even put your own things into this gallery if you need to later, but let's just put in draft. That was popular, our crowd was saying, and then there it is on the page. And let me just kind of pull back here to show you it's on all the pages. The word draft is put across all the pages, and that's our webinar. We're done. No, there's a whole lot more you could do. Let's just show you some more things you can do with that. Let me go back and remove this watermark simply by clicking, again, design watermark, and then there is a remove, or a custom watermark. We're actually going to do a custom here. So this opens up a menu. There's both, you can do both a picture, we'll show you that in just a second. Let's do the text. Now these are drop-down menus, but you can type right over them, so you can put any words you want to. So if you want to put something in like top secret, you can. You can also change the font. I'm not going to use the pull down, I'm just going to type in impact for the impact font. You can change the size. Auto kind of keeps it the correct size for the piece of paper. And you could change the color if you wanted to. So if you want to put this in red, you could. Let's hit the apply button and just show you what that looks like. So now I have top secret stamped on those pages. This semi-transparent box is there because, again, a watermark is meant not to be, you're supposed to be able to read through it. That semi-transparent you probably want on, because if you don't, it's going to be a little too dark to read. In fact, let's just show you what this would look like without the semi-transparent. Okay, so let's keep that semi-transparent and hit OK and do it diagonally. Now, if you notice over here on the right-hand side that the graph or the image sometimes covers up that watermark, you can change that pretty quickly. Let me, if you click on the graph here, and all charts have a fill. Oops, I've lost the page here. Let me go down here and show it to you. If you go over here and change the format area, so I just right-clicked on the picture, format chart area, and it's the fill button here. There's a solid fill. I just want to remove that solid fill, and now it bleeds through there. So that's how you would change it if you absolutely need to have the top secret stuff printed over charts or images or something like that. So that's how you would work with putting your own watermark in a Word document. Let's talk about pictures here, because that's what a lot of people want to do. So let's remove this watermark and start just from scratch. Again, design, watermark, custom watermark, and now we'll do a picture. A lot of times people want to put their logo, their company logo in here, so let's select a picture. And I'm just going to, you can get it from many different places, but I'm just going to go to the old trusty desktop and find a logo here. And you can print the size. Let's just see what this does. Let's apply. And makes a pretty big watermark. Actually looks kind of good back there. Again, it's faded, and it's a little too big. If I wanted to kind of put this in the corner, we'll have to tweak it a little bit. I can show you how to do that. This washout button is important because if you don't, if you unclick it, let me do that, you get the full power of the watermark, which is far too much. The reason the button's there is a designer, or you might have already designed your logo that's already faded, so you don't need to fade it again. So that's why you might unclick that washout. I'm also going to change the size here. I'm going to bring it down to 100%. Let's see what that looks like. Well, it's still a little big, but we can work on that. So I can't click on this watermark image. It's on a different layer. Think about your paper, your virtual paper, as having different layers. So there's the top where your text is, and then there's another layer that's behind it. That's actually in Word, footers and headers are on a different layer. So that's where your watermark now is. So that's how we can play with it. So we have to turn on headers and footers. To do that, we go to the Insert tab and Insert Header and Edit Header. And now, as you can see, those tags have come up for the headers and footers. And now I can click this image, and I can I could rotate it if I wanted to. I could shrink it down a little bit, which I will do. And as you can see, it shrinks on the pages, and I can even move it down here to the left-hand corner if I want to. And to close the headers and footers here back at the top, the big red X. And now I have a header, I have this watermark of my logo right there on the page. Let me go through that. You could save this basically as a blank document, as a template if you wanted to. Let's do that real quick, and that way I'll go through this process again. You can kind of see it again. So let's start off with a brand new page. And again, I'm going to go Design, Watermark, Custom Watermark, Picture. Select whatever picture I want to. Desktop, logo, and we'll put this at 100% for now. So again, I can move this around, but if I just wanted to make this, again, I could turn on the headers and footers and move it around. In fact, the quickest way to turn on headers and footers is you double-click up in that header and footer space. That's one of my favorite shortcuts because it opens it up for you, and now I can move this around and do whatever I wanted to. So if I wanted to save this as a template that has my logo on it, I can just File, Save As, let's save to the computer, desktop, and here I would file this as let's say FI logo, and I'm going to save it as a template, Word template. It saves to a new file now called the Custom Office Templates. And anytime I need this piece of paper now, this Word document, when you open up in Word 2013, it opens to this template gallery. And up here there's Featured, and there is Personal. You click on Personal, and that's where this FI logo template is. So that's how you would save your watermarked logo as a template. Let's go over and talk about PowerPoint briefly. Now, there is no watermark tool in PowerPoint. You can't find it in the ribbon. Maybe someday there will be, I don't know. But there's a way to do that. It's that kind of layers that we talked about in Word, that were the headers and footers. There are layers to a PowerPoint, and you need to get into what's called the Slide Master. We have some links in our blog post about the Slide Master. It's a great tool. It's just sometimes you got to be careful when you break it open. You kind of can see what the Slide Master does if anytime you're on the home page and you click on New Slide, you see this gallery of layouts. If we could go in and monkey with that, that's how we could get the logo in there. That's the correct term, monkeying around with it. I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to go into the Slide Master, and we go to View and Slide Master. And there you can see now, I've closed the document. All of my text and images and pictures, things I've worked in the document, those are saved. I'm not going to those won't be deleted or anything like that. So this is just the Slide Master. It's that kind of skeleton structure. And anything you put, you have one for each of your layouts. But if you go to the very top, this extra big slide, that's like the master key. Anything you put here will appear on all the slides. So you want to be careful. But I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. So you could be an amateur and know what you're doing too. So let's go over here to Insert. And I want to insert an image into this Slide Master. And again, I'm going to go find my logo. And there it is. Now it's pretty big and bold. And as you notice, it appears now on all the slides. Now, there isn't a washout tool, but because this is an image, if you notice at the top here, I have this Picture Format tab. That has all these tools now, including all those great picture styles and frames. You can go over here and do corrections. So if you want to, there's not a lot of contrast with this image, so there's not a lot of brightness or sharpen you can't see. You could take some color options. In fact, that pale one in the middle might be a good one. So I just kind of can mouse over, but I could turn it purple if I wanted to. And then there's artistic tools also, which are kind of fun to play with. I like this one here. And that's how you could change it. And then again, I'm going to shrink it just like I would with any image and move it. As you can see, as I move this, as soon as I let go of my mouse, if you look in the left-hand corner of all those layouts, they'll all change. And then I will go back to Slide Master and close it. And now that logo appears in the bottom left-hand corner of the PowerPoint. The thing we see a lot of with PowerPoint is people trying to remove these types of watermarks. There's a couple different options. It could be several different things. And we have a video training that I have links to in the blog that kind of explain each one of these. A lot of times you inherit the deck from last year and you have to remove stuff. But a key thing is if you can see all your slides here and you can't click on this image, but it's in the same place on all of those of all of the slides, it's going to be in the Slide Master. So again, you go to View, Slide Master, go to the very top, and there's that slide. So you just simply remove it, delete that image, and it deletes on all the slides. And then I'll close up the master view. The Slide Master can do a lot, and if you do a lot of PowerPoint, to get to know the Slide Master is a really good idea. Again, we have links for that. Where will you find those links, you ask? Well, I'll show you. You can find information about this webinar and the links I talked about at aka.ms/watermark123. We'll have the video up in a couple days. You can go to aka.ms/offweb if you want to see anything else about the Office webinar series, including upcoming webinars. Next week, we're going to talk about an Office 365. I'm going to learn how to say Office 365 subscription by next week. That's what we'll talk about. The new personal Office 365 just came out today. But for today's webinar team, thank you for joining this Office 15-minute webinar.